After hearing his reviews, I'm sure everyone is excited for today's main session. The speaker, Mr. Chee, is my younger cousin and has been sharing his product knowledge for the past few months. He's currently studying at the Xiamen University, majoring in traditional Chinese medicine, and he's also the president of the student council. I'm sure everyone is anxious to hear what he has to say about the latest and exciting product from ELKEN, the Puerh tea. He has huge passion for different types of teas at a young age, and to date, he has 10 years of experience. So without further ado, let's welcome Mr. Seng Chee.
Thank you so much. All right, let me share my screen. Okay, adjust this. Can you guys see my PowerPoint? Wait a second.
Yeah.
Okay, good ELKEN morning, everyone. Thank you, MC, for such a powerful introduction. My name is Chee, and I'm currently a student studying traditional Chinese medicine at Xiamen University of Malaysia. So today, the topic I'm going to be sharing about is ELKEN's Puerh tea. Now, this is actually my favorite ELKEN product. And if you're an ELKEN product consumer or an ELKEN customer, you must know that ELKEN's products are all known for their quality. So this tea is really no different. And why did I say that this ELKEN's Puerh tea is my favorite product? It's because I've been learning about Chinese tea since a very young age, and it has been almost 10 years since I started learning about how to brew tea. But what was it that made me fall in love with tea? Now let me share a short story with you. When I was 10, sometimes when I felt unhappy about random things in my life, I would walk over to my uncle's house and tell him all about how I was feeling. And when I talked to him and told him all of my different problems, all he did was he just sat there and listened to me with a caring smile while he brewed his tea. So after I finished complaining to him every time, all he would say is, "Okay, have some tea, it's ready." So back then, because of that cup of tea, I continued loving tea culture until today. And it's really important for all of us to know that having a listener and someone who makes tea for you is really a very sweet blessing. So from that time onwards, I decided that I would also start promoting tea culture to the world so that more people can benefit from this unique culture. So I believe that this tea culture is a culture that can bring people together. It can calm people's minds. It can help promote empathy and also promote caring in this world. So this is my short story about how my whole tea journey began. Now into our main topic, ELKEN's Puerh tea, my favorite ELKEN product. So before I start, I have a question for all of you. Have you received your Puerh tea yet? If you have, please type 1 in the chat box. Let's see how many people received their Puerh tea. 1. Wow, so many people received their Puerh tea. Thank you for the swift replies. All right, so just so you know, when I first received my box of Puerh tea, I was super excited. And at first, I only saw pictures of the design through my cell phone, and I never really got to see the final product. So when I first saw it and made some of this pu'er for myself, I was really convinced that this is really good tea because I've had many different types of pu'er tea, and this one is really unique. So let me share some of the unique things about this tea. Now, when drinking tea becomes a world culture, just like I said before, it can bring people of all different backgrounds together. So there are many different types of teas in the world, but out of thousands of teas worldwide, what pu'er emerges as one of the most prestigious types of tea. Now, why is that? Why is pu'er one of these most prestigious teas? Well, firstly, it's because it has many health benefits. So what are these health benefits? Let's talk about them one by one. When we talk about promoting wellness, right here we said wellness of 100 years, right? Tea is actually a very powerful drink that can help you stay healthy. So what can pu'er tea do for us? First, it can help comfort our stomach. It can regulate our blood sugar levels. It has antibacterial and anti-inflammatory effects. It has anti-radiation effects. It can aid digestion. It can also promote overall wellness. So in promoting overall wellness, I like to highlight that drinking tea not only improves your health physically, but also mentally as well. So when you make yourself a cup of tea and you go through the whole process of making tea, no matter how stressed or how tense you were in the beginning, at the end of the tea session, you will always end up feeling relaxed and happy and peaceful at heart. So tea can really help us de-stress, relax, and stay happy. And pu'er tea one unique characteristic is that it appreciates in value over time rather than depreciate in value. So as time passes, it can only become more and more valuable. Now introducing ELKEN's Puerh tea. This is a commemorative gift befitting of any occasion. Okay, so let's talk about ELKEN Puerh tea's uniqueness one by one. The first uniqueness, this is a timeless gift that can express the courtesy of sharing. And with this gift, it can connect people from different backgrounds. And this is a very special gift because you can print your surname on the gift, just like my uncle said just now. And furthermore, this is a very sincere gift because it shows your sincerity and it helps extend your warm greetings to your family and friends with a unique surname customization on the packaging. So this is a very special uniqueness, and it's the first one. Now, when we talk about the printing, we can print the surnames in front, right? So how did this idea come about? How did this idea of customization come about? So this idea, it was inspired by the surnames of hundreds of families. So in China, a surname signifies the genetic inheritance and precious values passed on from each generation to the next in every single family. So when you talk about the surname, it really brings a pride and a sense of belonging to every single person. So this is a very important label for everyone. And in our family, my last name is Seng. So similarly, all Chinese people have their own last name, as do people from many other cultures. So this is why ELKEN chose to have this 100 family name Puerh tea. Now, when you give this tea as a gift to a friend, your expression of heartfelt gratitude and sincere congratulations can be felt by all those you love. So if you have anyone you love or cherish or are grateful for, you can give them this gift as a symbol of your gratitude and congratulations. And secondly, our second uniqueness is that this is a piece of everlasting tea. So what does this mean? It means that it can bear witness to your whole life, and as you move on and as you live through every single day of your life, this tea, it starts to change as well. And there's really no expiry date. So it's a tea that can become more and more fragrant as it ages through slow fermentation over time. So Puerh tea depicts not only time, but also your life and your story. So as you age, not only will your personality and lifestyle change, but this tea will also transform as you change. So you and the tea are both in this journey of life together. So maybe 20 years from now, you might brew this tea and you'll notice that it has become more fragrant. So this is the second uniqueness. It's the everlasting tea. Now, heritage of 100 years. So as a first gift for a newborn, now let's think about it this way. What can we leave behind for our children and descendants? This is a meaningful gift that accompanies a newborn for a lifetime that is worth more than any toy you can give to a child. Now, children might play with toys for a few years, but this tea, it can stay with them for a lifetime since it has no expiry date. So this is a symbolic gift that can increase in value over time, and it's also symbolic of your unconditional and ever-growing love for your child. Now, the third uniqueness is that this tea came from a business foundation of 100 years. So this company, this business, it has been around for 100 years, and this family has been making tea for for 3 generations. So they are very experienced in the art of tea making, and there are 86 levels of quality checking and control to ensure that this tea is of excellent quality. So you don't have to worry about the quality of this Puerh tea. Now, superior Puerh tea. So ELKEN's Puerh tea goes through rigorous checking from the fresh leaves picking to the rolling, sieving, sorting, fermentation, pressing, and so on, totaling up to 86 different levels. So here, first we have picking, right? 15 levels of quality checking, and then sorting, 14 levels here. The third is sun drying, and then reviewing, blending, and all the way to compressing and then packaging. So there's 86 levels of checking in total. Now the fourth uniqueness is that ELKEN's Puerh tea is selected from Lanchang River Basin at an altitude of more than 1,800 meters. So this ensures that the tea leaves are high quality tea leaves, and they are picked at the most optimal timing. They are carefully selected and refined. And this high altitude, we talked about this 1,800 meters high, right? So this high altitude produces tea with a better aroma. And this conducive environment, because it's at such a high altitude, at 1,800 meters, it can increase the amount of chlorophyll and anthocyanin, which hence can lead to stronger antioxidant effects. Now, the fifth uniqueness, which is also our last one, is global acceptance and quality assurance. Now, ELKEN's Puerh tea is certified organic, and its quality management, environmental management, and food safety management are all ISO certified. So let's look at all of these certification one by one. The first one is ISO certification. So we have ISO certification in quality management, environmental management, and also in food safety management. And next, we have Japanese Agricultural Organic Certification, which is the highest level of certification for food and agricultural products in Japan. And European Union Organic Certification, which is the world's most representative and authoritative organic agricultural certification body. And we have all of these certifications, and we have 4 more here. The first one, Good Agricultural Practice, GAP certification, Rainforest Alliance certification, and organic certification from both China and the United States. So these certifications all ensure that our tea is of high quality and is safe for consumption. Now, ELKEN's Puerh tea, this is a very meaningful and commemorative gift with personal touch. So it's the perfect gift for any special occasion. Now, first we have weddings. So a surname customized ELKEN Puerh tea is the perfect gift for newlyweds. And for couples who are gonna be together for a whole lifetime, this gift can represent your blessings to them. And it can also symbolize the tea tree with luxuriant branches, leaves, wishing the couple a prosperous life full of descendants. And the next occasion is birthdays. So for birthdays, if you have a friend who has a birthday coming up, you can consider buying this as a gift for them. And this gift is an offering of your sincerest blessings and wishes to the special someone. And next, we have baby showers. So the gift of a lifetime that accompanies a newborn with his or her surname, this gift can accompany this child for a whole lifetime. It's not like any other toy, just like I mentioned just now. So you can buy this gift for any newborn child when they're celebrating their baby showers. And the warm hospitality of serving tea. So this is about this is an occasion that's most common. Is where you have guests at home or in a business occasion, and you can serve your tea to welcome all your guests, and it's always an appreciated gesture that creates a relaxing environment for socializing or to talk about business. So this cup of tea, it can delight and unwind guests, and it can bond people together. Okay, so after we talk about all those different occasions, now let's talk about what's inside the box. Okay, we have 2 different puerh teas in the box. First, we have the raw puerh tea, and second, we have the ripe puerh tea. Now, the similarities between both is that they are both made in 2018, and they are 357 grams in weight, and they both came from Yunnan province in Linchang. And the tea cake, the raw tea cake is rounded and it's firm in shape. It has a light shade of dark green, and there's a noticeable dark strips and green strips inlaid and overlapping each other. So the high tenderness of the raw materials are reflected from the sides. And as for the ripe tea, you can see that it's more reddish brown in color. And for this type, the tea cakes are round and plump with moderate elasticity. So the tea stripes are also shown very clearly, as shown in this picture here. And after you make the tea, you can see that the raw puerh tea has a light and fresh aroma. It carries a fruity scent, and it is translucent green and yellowish in color, just like the color of green tea. Now for ripe puerh tea, it's red and bright and mellow in color. And for the raw puerh tea, as for the flavor, okay? As for the flavor, it carries a fragrant nectar flavor that dissipates quickly in the mouth and leaves a very sweet aftertaste. And for ripe puerh tea, it has a very pure and rich and thick flavor. So both of these have a really great aftertaste. And as for the tea leaves, after you make the tea, you can notice the tea leaves. It's shown in these pictures. For raw puerh tea, it's yellowish green, and it's smooth and soft in appearance. And the brewed tea leaves remain intact and are moist, soft, and shiny and tough. Now for ripe puerh tea, you can see that even after you finish brewing this tea, the leaves are still reddish brown in color, oily, plump, and also natural. And the brewed tea leaves are evenly reddish brown, moist and shiny, plump, and natural. And the aftertaste for each is different. For raw puerh tea, there's a honey-flavored fruity scent that is characteristic of the 100-year puerh tea. Okay, and this tea also carries a very mild hint of green aroma, and it has a weakened bitter flavor. And as for ripe puerh tea, there's a wooden a woody smell in the right pu'er. And after this smell is eliminated, then there will be a jujube or a caramel taste at the end. And now after all of these details, we're getting to the main point here. So how do we brew a cup of pu'er tea? First of all, we definitely need boiling water. So we have to get 5 to 7 grams of tea for every 100 to 10 or to 130 milliliters of water. So place your leaves in the teapot, pour water directly over the leaves, allow the leaves to steep and quickly stir and then discard the water. And then for the first steep, it should last about 20 seconds. And from the second to fourth steep, you should add an additional of 5 seconds for every subsequent brew. So preparing the brewing water at the right temperature between 95 to 100 degrees Celsius. And the more aged this tea gets, the higher the water temperature should be. So of course we know that the boiling point of water is at 100 degrees. So if it's ranging from 95 to 100. So as long as it's boiling, it's perfect for making pu'er tea. Now as for right pu'er tea, you can use 6 to 8 grams of tea for every 110 to 130 milliliters of water, and place your tea leaves in the teapot and pour water directly over the leaves. Wait for it to steep for about 2 to 3 seconds and then pour it out. Quickly swirl and then discard the water. Now for the first steep, just like before, it's about 25 seconds, so it's a little bit longer than the raw pu'er tea. And you may use 100 degrees Celsius of water for the first to third steep, so quite consistent for this one. So after learning how to brew this tea, let's get to the packaging and design. Now the packaging, so this is the premium packaging and design. There's a gold stamp here, and we have this matte lamination at the bottom. And then there are 2 tea cakes in the box. So right here, shown here. So there's one right, the one on the left is the raw pu'er tea, and the one on the right is the ripe pu'er tea. And this is what it looks like when you open up the box. And this is when it comes in the bag. So this is a commemorative gift befitting of any occasion. And just to recall the 5 different uniquenesses, the first one is the sincerity in giving, because there's a customization. You can customize any type of your friend's surname or any type of wish you want to wish for your friend. You can customize and print it on there, so it shows your sincerity in gifting. The second uniqueness is that it's an everlasting tea, so there's no expiry date. Okay, and the third is that it's a business foundation of more than 100 years, which means that there's more than 3 generations of tea making experience, and it has 86 levels. It has 86 levels of the quality checking. And the fourth uniqueness is that it is a tea tree of 100 years. So it's harvested from 100-year-old pu'er tea trees. And lastly, it has global acceptance, all 4 different types of organic certifications and also the ISO certification. So these are all of our highlights. And this is my uncle, Chu Kim Tong. If you came 2 weeks ago for the talk, you would have heard him talk about ELKEN's pu'er tea. So this is his endorsement, because he's an expert pu'er tea investor, and he has experienced how tea can help him lower his 3 highs, which is high blood pressure, high cholesterol, and high blood sugar. So it really helped him improve his health. And that's how he started drinking tea. And after he started drinking tea, he realized that pu'er tea actually has an investment value, so he became a tea investor. And since then, he's already an investor for more than 20 years. And what he said here is that ELKEN's pu'er tea has really high quality. It is smooth, clean in flavor, and has a pleasant aftertaste. The fruity and juicy flavor is characteristic, unique to ancient pu'er tea trees. And with 4 organic certifications, I feel safe and assured to drink it every day. So as an investor, I can see that this tea has very high quality, and there will be a shortage of supply in the future. So like there's only going to be this much tea, and of course in the future when we don't have this tea anymore, there's going to be a shortage, because people are going to keep drinking this tea every day, and there's going to be a shortage in supply. So in 20 years time, you might not even be able to buy this tea even if you had a fortune. So buy it now so you won't regret this decision in the future. That's what my uncle said. And the next one is Mr. Francis Chia. He has been collecting pu'er tea for a very long time, and that day he talked about ELKEN pu'er tea's market potential. So to sum up, what he said was that the market potential for beverages is huge. Compared to Coca-Cola and other beverages, the one special uniqueness is that ELKEN's Puerh tea is not just any drink. It has health benefits and also a high investment value. So combined with ELKEN's marketing plan and well-established business model, anybody can start their business, their tea business in ELKEN. So invest in this product and business opportunity and take action now. So you can think about it this way. The market for tea is really big. Like, think about it. Who doesn't have tea at home? Everybody has tea at home. And when we go out to restaurants, sometimes we even bring our own tea because we're concerned with the tea that they serve us outside. So as long as you see people with tea at home, that is the market. So this shows the market potential of ELKEN's Puerh tea. Now, lastly, I'd like to end with a vision statement. So I believe that we can bring the whole world together and touch everybody's heart with this unique product, my favorite product, ELKEN's Puerh tea. And because we're under pandemic right now, it's a very negative time. If we can send out some of this warmth and touch our friends' hearts, it can really make them feel that there is still love and there's still hope in this world. So if you haven't ordered yours yet, get yours customized to your preference and also order some for your friends and family. So as we know, a land with flowers will surely have butterflies. So a land with people will surely have ELKEN's Puerh tea. So let's realize this mission together. Thank you, everyone. May everybody stay healthy and stay safe during this pandemic. Thank you so much. That's it for my presentation for today. Thank you.
Wow. Thank you, Chee, for an enlightening and informational presentation. I've definitely gained a lot more knowledge on the benefits of Puerh tea.